Lena and Adam met on the first day of their freshman year at university, although they didn't know it at the time. It was an ordinary lecture hall filled with nervous energy, and they were both there for the same reason, to study English literature.
Today we'll be discussing the works of Sylvia Plath. Her poetry, though often dark, offers a profound insight into the human condition.
The professor, a somewhat eccentric figure with a wild beard and a love for obscure poetry, was discussing the works of Sylvia Plath. Lena, quiet and introspective, scribbled in her notebook, while Adam, more confident but equally observant, scanned the room. Their eyes met for a brief second, and then he smiled at her. Something about it felt different, like a moment suspended in time. The next few weeks passed by in a blur of classes, assignments, and late-night study sessions. Lena and Adam never spoke outside of group discussions or casual greetings, but there was always something there, something unspoken, an electric tension that seemed to grow each time they passed each other in the library or walked through the campus courtyard. One rainy afternoon, Lena found herself stuck in the library, unable to concentrate on her readings because of the storm. As she looked out the window, a familiar face appeared. Adam, drenched, shaking his umbrella off. He smiled, noticing her immediately.
Stuck here too?
Yeah.
She replied, looking down at her book, a little embarrassed by how much time she'd been spending there.
I guess I'll be here for a while.
Well, I'm going to the cafe. You want to join me for a coffee while we wait for this storm to pass?
He asked, already starting to walk toward the door. Lena hesitated for a moment, then nodded, feeling a strange flutter in her chest. They walked to the nearby cafe together, where the storm outside raged on. The conversation, at first tentative, quickly blossomed as they found common ground in their love for books and shared aspirations. Over the next few months, Lena and Adam became inseparable. Their relationship was more than just a romantic one. It was built on a deep intellectual connection. They spent hours discussing everything from Shakespeare to modern poetry, often in the late hours of the night in Adam's dorm room or in the cozy corner of a cafe.
Your perspective on this poem is fascinating. It's like you see things I completely miss.
And your enthusiasm, it's infectious. You make me see the world in a new light.
Adam's enthusiasm for the world around him was infectious, while Lena's quiet wisdom kept him grounded. They balanced each other in a way neither had ever experienced before. But it wasn't always easy. University life was demanding, and both of them struggled with balancing their academic pursuits and personal lives.
There were moments of doubt, moments when the pressure of exams and assignments seemed like too much.
Adam, who had always been the more carefree of the two, began to pull away, his focus consumed by his work.
Lena, on the other hand, buried herself in her studies, feeling neglected, though she couldn't bring herself to admit it.
One evening, after an argument about a project, Lena found herself sitting alone by the campus lake. The sound of the water lapping against the shore was soothing, but her mind was anything but calm.
She had always prided herself on her independence, but now, with Adam distant and her heart heavy, she felt lost.
As she gazed at the reflection of the moon on the water, she heard footsteps behind her. Adam.
I've been looking for you, he said quietly, sitting down beside her. His eyes were full of regret. Lena, I'm sorry, I've been a mess lately. I've been so focused on everything else, I haven't been paying attention to us.
Lena didn't know what to say. She had missed him, but she also didn't want to seem like she was just waiting around.
You're always so focused on everything, she said softly. Sometimes I wonder if I'm just a distraction to you.
Adam's face softened. He reached out and gently took her hand.
You're not a distraction, he said earnestly. You're the only thing that's kept me sane through all of this. I think I got scared. Scared that things were moving too fast. That I wasn't ready for how much you mean to me. But I don't want to lose this. I don't want to lose us.
Lena looked at him, her heart swelling with a mixture of relief and uncertainty.
I don't want to lose you either, Adam.
That night, they made a pact to always prioritize their connection, no matter how crazy life got. They agreed to take things one step at a time. No grand promises, no perfect endings, just the promise of being there for each other when it mattered most. The rest of the semester passed in a whirlwind of exams and projects, but Lena and Adam navigated it together. Their relationship grew deeper as they learned to communicate better, to support each other through the highs and lows, and to cherish the little moments they shared. By the time graduation arrived, they stood together at the edge of the campus, holding hands, the future uncertain but full of possibility.
You know, Adam said, smiling as he looked at the campus one last time, I think I'll always remember how we started, in a room full of strangers, with a Sylvia Plath quote on the board.
Lena laughed softly, leaning her head on his shoulder.
Yeah, that was the beginning, she said. But I think we've written our own story since then.
And as they walked away from the university, their hearts intertwined, ready for whatever came next, it felt like they had already written their own ending, a beginning that would last forever.